Friends, this story is about a boy whose name was Aaron. Aaron loved hiking very much. That is why one day he goes to a place for his hiking. We see that the place is completely deserted. There was no one visible anywhere far and wide. While hiking, Aaron sees two girls going somewhere there. Actually, both of these girls had set out for their journey, but they had lost their way. Then Aaron asks them if I can help you in any way, and saying this, he goes toward those girls. Here, while helping them, Aaron shows them the correct path and then guiding them moves ahead along with them. And when the three of them go much farther ahead, Aaron tells them that there is another route that I know about, and I am truly telling you that both of you are going to have a lot of fun on that journey. And now the three of them start moving forward through a mountain pass. If you look at it, these routes are quite dangerous, and when the three of them go a little further from there, Aaron suddenly jumps down. Seeing this, both of the girls get very scared because they think that maybe Aaron accidentally fell. But just then, Aaron calls out to them from below. Actually, there was a lot of water there. It turns out that the place was a pool. That is why Aaron tells both of them to jump down as well. Then both of the girls jump into the water one by one, and they enjoy doing that a lot. They have a lot of fun there. After having fun, the three of them move ahead for their journey. After leaving there, Aaron has to go further for hiking, and both of the girls had to go to their home. So that is why, since the three of them were together here, before separating, they take a selfie. Aaron asks them, will we both ever meet again? Then one of the girls says that tomorrow night we are going to have a party in which you can also come. Then Aaron says goodbye to both of the girls and moves ahead from there. Aaron was moving ahead through a mountain pass. He looked very happy while enjoying this hiking, but the paths here are very complicated and very dangerous. And when the three of them start descending down from two dangerous hills, there is a big rock stuck there. And when Aaron was taking support of that rock, just then that rock slips from its place, because of which poor Aaron starts falling down. Aaron, who was taking support of that rock also falls along with him directly onto his hand, on his right hand. And now Aaron's hand gets stuck between two narrow hills. As we can see, he was not very badly injured, but his hand was not coming out from between that rock. He tries very hard to pull his hand out from inside that rock, but he remains unsuccessful in this task. And when Aaron starts feeling that his hand cannot come out from here now, then he starts shouting loudly, calling out to those girls. But from inside those mountains, his voice could not even go outside, because all of these are narrow mountains, and from here, sending the voice outside, where far and wide no human or even any animal, even birds, were nowhere to be seen, if you look at it, this was completely impossible. After this, Aaron opens his bag, and whatever hiking equipment he had, he takes all of them out. He had to get out of here at any cost, because he knew very well that maybe no one had come here for many months. Now, among the items that he had taken out from his bag, there was also a knife. Then, with the help of that knife, he tries to break the rock from the side. But that rock was very hard. It was so solid that it did not get affected even a little. And along with that, his right hand was stuck there. That is why he was facing a lot of difficulty in breaking the rock with his opposite hand. But still, Aaron does not give up. He does not lose his courage, and he keeps trying continuously to break that rock. And during this, his knife slips from his hand and falls down on the ground. And now he could not pick up that knife with his hand because that knife was quite far from him. But still, somehow using his mind, he manages to get that knife and once again starts cutting the rock. But he remains completely unsuccessful in this task. Now, because that rock was so solid that even the sharpness of his knife completely wears out. And while doing this, it also becomes night, and many hours had passed since Aaron had been stuck here. Here, his mind was also getting disturbed. He had no idea how he could get out of here now. That is why he continuously tries to pull his hand out from there. We see that while doing this, the next morning also arrives. And now Aaron had been stuck here for 25 hours, but still he was not finding any way to get out of here. After some time, he turns on his camera and starts recording in it, in which he says that for the past 25 hours, I have been stuck here and no one knows that I am here because when I left for hiking, I did not tell anyone. Along with that, I also have very little food, and for drinking, there was only 400 to 500 milliliters. And while he is recording all this, he hears someone's voice from above. Because of this, Aron starts shouting loudly, but the screaming and shouting had no meaning because there was no one there. A few hours pass and night comes again, where Aron starts feeling hungry, and whatever food he had left, he starts eating that as well. Then he remembers that tonight those girls had invited me to their party, where obviously there would also be wine. We see that Aron now starts imagining that party, and moreover, he even starts talking to himself. And now he also remembers that time when he was leaving his home for hiking, from where he was also receiving a call from his mother, but he does not pick up her call. He does not tell her that he is going for hiking. And if Aron had told her about this, then maybe she would have come here searching for him. But now no one knows where Aron actually is. Now, on the third day, that is Monday, Aron makes a pulley there. He ties the rock with ropes, the same rock that had fallen on his hand, and with the other end of the rope, he tries to lift that rock. But even after so much struggle, that rock does not even move from its place. After that, he hooks that end of the rope to his leg and putting all his strength tries to move that rock. But this time it is of no use. The trouble was continuously increasing because 3 days had passed and his drinking water had also finished. And now, because he was completely free here, he had no work. That is why he was noticing the small things here, like a bird flying in the sky above him. He could not even move from there. And in this way, some dangerous insects keep coming there. And if he wants to kill and eat those insects, then he will have to wait for them to come here. And moreover, Aron only gets 15 minutes of sunlight here in these rocks, because after that, the sunlight goes away from there. And now, after 3 days, Aron had become very troubled due to hunger and due to the environment here. And that is why now he decides that he will cut off his own arm. That is why, thinking this, he tightly ties his hand, that is his upper arm, and with the knife that he has, he tries to cut his arm. But the sharpness of that knife had already worn out, because of which even the thin skin of his arm was not getting cut by that knife. Then, because of this, Aron becomes very disappointed. That is why he records in the camera that never buy cheap tools because they are useless and of no use. Now, in this way, another day passes, and when night comes, Aron starts remembering many of his old days. He was remembering the moments spent with his family and with his best friend. And while he was remembering all this, at that very time, dark clouds begin to gather in the sky above, and within moments it starts raining as well. Because Aron's water had already run out, he begins filling his bottle with rainwater, and water also starts collecting in the place where he was stuck. And now, little by little, the water level keeps rising, because of which Aron begins to drown in it. Now, because gravity is lower in water, we can lift even the heaviest things easily. So Aron also goes under the water and tries to lift that rock. After a lot of difficulty, he manages to lift that rock, because of which his hand immediately comes out from there. Then Aron runs from there toward his car. He sits in his car and leaves that place. But it turns out that all of this was just a dream, because nothing like that actually happened. He was still stuck in that same mountain pass, and once again he starts screaming loudly. And now, because he had been stuck there for many days, he started having very strange dreams and hallucinations. 4 days had passed since Aron had been stuck there, and this was his 5th day. Because of this, his behavior and the balance of his mental health change a lot. He talks to himself, does commentary, laughs, and says to himself that if that day I had received my mother's call, if I had told her that I'm coming here for hiking, then maybe today I would not have been stuck here. And the shopkeeper from whom I bought all the hiking equipment, I did not tell him anything either. And if he had known that I had come here, then maybe he would have filed a missing report for Aron, because of which at least someone would have come here to search for him. Here, Aron says to his parents that, "I love you very much." Actually, Aron is recording all this because even he himself had lost hope of getting out of here, because he was dying of hunger and thirst. Because of not eating anything, there was no strength left in his body like before. And this huge rock that had trapped him here, he could not even move it a little. It was as if it had imprisoned Aron there. Now, once again, gathering great courage, Aron ties his hands, and the knife whose sharpness had completely worn out, he does not try to cut his hand with it, but instead he starts stabbing his hand with the front side of the knife. He pushes the knife so deep that it reaches his bone, because of which blood starts coming out. But beyond this, Aron cannot do anything. And in this way, 1 more day passes. And when the 6th day arrives, Aron's condition becomes very bad. He had become extremely weak, and if he did not get out of here, he would lose his life. Then Aron thinks here that maybe this rock had been waiting for only me my entire life. Ever since I was born, this mountain pass had been waiting for me, and maybe this is my destination. So he writes RIP, meaning rest in peace, on the rocks there. Along with that, he writes his date of birth and also writes his name, because now he was completely convinced that he would never be able to go back alive from here. At the same time, all of his courage had also broken. He was not even in a condition to do anything. Then the next day, meaning the 6th day, when he regains a little consciousness, he starts seeing some visions. In that vision, he sees a small child who is actually Aron's future son. Then Aron sees that he is playing with his child, because of which he becomes very emotional, and now a power begins to develop inside him, and that is why he starts pushing his trapped hand toward the opposite side. By doing this, he breaks the bone of his hand itself, and the knife that he had now sharpened it again, and now slowly he starts cutting his hand, and in this way, he separates his hand from his body. And on the 6th day, he sacrifices his hand and frees himself from that rock. Now, before leaving there, he also takes pictures of his hand, the same hand that was still stuck in that rock. And now Aron, with great difficulty, starts coming out of that mountain pass. After coming out, he sees that below there is rainwater collected to some extent. Then Aron goes there and starts drinking a lot of that dirty water, because for the past 6 days, he had neither eaten anything nor drunk water. That is why today he drinks water to his heart's content. And after this, he moves ahead from there, and he also sees that bird flying in the sky, the same one he used to see every day from that mountain pass. And today, it was also feeling free just like always. But even now, getting out of that area was not that easy, because that place was very large and barren. But even now, Aron does not lose courage, and despite being in so much pain, he keeps moving forward. And just then, he sees a family who had come there for hiking. Then Aron calls out to them, and they run toward him. They call security for Aron's help, and after that, a helicopter also arrives there. And then Aron is taken from there to the hospital by helicopter. After some time, we are shown a scene where Aron had now fully recovered, and the visions of the child that Aron had seen also come true. Because after 3 years, Aron meets a girl and the two of them get married. After that, Aron has a son who is exactly like the same child that Aron had seen in his visions. Now in those 6 days, Aron saw his death very closely. But even after that, Aron was not going to leave his passion. He still does climbing, he keeps going for hiking, and whenever he goes, he definitely writes a note of where and which places he has gone. Now here I'm going to tell you a shocking thing. That is that this story is based on real, true events. That means it is true that Aron was stuck in that mountain pass for 6 days. There he somehow passes time with great difficulty, and he even wrote his name and his date of death on those rocks, because he had become convinced that he was not going to return alive from here, and the rock under which he was trapped weighed around approximately 360 kilograms. He had very little food and water left, but the best thing about him was that he did not lose his courage, and that is the reason he survived for 5 days. And on the 6th day, when he felt that now he would not survive, then some power supported him, in which the visions of his future son came, which gave him strength, and he succeeded in getting out of there. Here it is told that if Aron had cut his hand on the very first day, then a lot of his blood would have flowed, because of which he could have died. And when he cut his hand, if he had not cut his hands, then even then he would have died there. When he cut his hand, his body had already become completely weak. That is why he did not lose much blood, and because of this, even after cutting his hand, he kept wandering there for 4 hours. And in this way, Aron showed his never give up spirit. And with this movie, this true story, ends here. To watch more movie explanation videos like this, do not forget to write the name of your favorite movie in the comments. Thanks for watching.